Hello, Carrie Lawson. Hello, Moonflower. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Remain Calm, where I commentate and I give my opinion. My opinion may not be your opinion, and that's a good thing, for sure. Poppy darling. All right, we're going to start with a song, as I always do. Here you go. Enjoy it. Love that song. Ironic. Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. Oh, thanks a lot, Alanis. Oh, sure. Who else we got? Auntie Sherry. How are you, Auntie Sherry? Always love it when you pop in, lady. I do. It lets me know you're all right. You're still around. For sure. All right. Now, I'm sharing something else with you guys, too. We used to do this all the time, and we are going to get back to it. Let me see. Look, let me drop this link. Okay, hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. Let me drop the link. And yes, I'm slow. Baby. I am. It's our Eagles. It's our Eagles. And with the babies. There's the link, you guys. You guys should check out this stuff. For sure. For sure, for sure. Let me make it bigger. There you go. Why? We need to change. Okay, never mind. Let me exit out of this. There we go. Anywho. Yes, they got the babies. That is so cool. Look, Eeg. Eeg, you got relatives. You guys know who Eeg is, right? Hang on, I'll get Eeg. I will show you Eeg. Hold on. Hold on. You guys know who Eeg is. Our little Eegster. Here's Eegster. Oh, wait, my camera's not coming on. Okay, something's up with my camera. Sorry. If it comes on, I'll show you guys what Eeg looks like. Not sure what's happening there. There's something happening there. What it is ain't exactly clear. Right? Sorry. Didn't mean to hurt your ears. Okay. So, I mean, what does credible mean to individual people? Please feel free to let me know in a few words what being credible means to you. Okay. That's a cool song. I'll have to remember. I'll play that one. I'll play that one next time. The only reason I even thought about ironic wasn't because of me. I was talking to my daughter. We were having a conversation, and she was like, oh, here you go. Camera's on. Hello. Hello, people. Hello. Yeah. That's Eeg, everybody. That is Eeg for sure. Okay. So if we talk about being credible, okay, and let's pop over here to what is called credibility assessments in investigations. Okay. That is an investigation. So before we go over that, there's a few things that we have to look at as far as credible information in investigation. Yes, class, I should have, where's my dang ruler? I think it's in this bag of notes. I really do. Too many notes. I would love to have an assistant who would sit beside me and help me coordinate all these freaking notes. Sandy, you were pulling Poppy's hair? Sandy. Girl, why'd you pull her hair? I want to know. I want to know why. I'm nosy. You guys are funny. Your character should speak for itself. Trustworthy. Okay. That's a good one. I'll pin it. Your character, it should speak for itself. But let me ask you this. How do we know, especially on social media, when you a lot of times have never met the person, right? You've never met them. You may see them in chats, be on panels. You may even talk to them on the phone or your friends on the Facebooker. You may talk to each other in whatever's on Facebook Messenger. You may do all that. You may have somebody who will tell you what a great person they are, how trustworthy they can be, right? I'm just a wonderful human being. Everything I touch turns to gold, right? So, and then let's add into that, because that's what we do over here. We talk about everything. I thought Ted Turner, I thought he already passed away. Didn't Ted Turner already pass away a long time ago? What if somebody builds themselves up to you, right? And then later on, you learn that, okay, why am I talking about somebody who's not alive anymore? Who's Ted Turner? Too many rules. So what if that happens? Okay. And it does happen. You learn later on these people are not what they portrayed themselves to be to you. And it's sad to say, but in some cases, these people communicate with each other for a number of years. A number of years. Right? I have not a clue what you guys are talking about. I really don't. The dude just died. How old was he? How old was he? I thought he passed away a long time ago. Jane Fonda was married to him. '87. Okay, well, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yes, Auntie Sherry, that's what I said. Yeah, he was married to Jane Fonda. He created CNN. Yeah. Yeah, I knew he was a rich man for sure. Okay, thank you for that. Here is Ted Turner's partial obituary. Seems like he lived a long and prosperous life. Hey, Stephen, how are you? How are you, Stephen? Y'all can hold on for a minute. You can talk about Ted Turner for a minute. How about that? Okay. Oh, shipping prices. Okay. Good. Rest in peace, Ted Turner. All right. So when you talk about a credible investigation, okay, you have to, and we'll talk about where this is kind of based around individuals that inserted or locally that we know for a fact had some substance problems around the time Summer Wells went missing. Okay. I mean, that's just factual. They've not hid that fact. That's one thing I'll say for them. They wasn't hiding the fact that they had been doing substances. I don't think any of them hid that fact. Right? What's up, Sassy Ann? Hey, Chris. Uh, well, blessings to you too. Northern UK. I'll tell you, I love. We come up on my panel before. I love the accent. I love the UK accent. So you've got, I mean, basically, you got individuals, right, that are saying they, well, I don't want to say they know, that they're saying they know who did what to Summer if somebody did something to Summer, right? But they're telling us things. They're telling us things. Do you believe what they're saying? I mean, some of it probably is truth, you know? Is it getting days mixed up? Absolutely. And throughout Summer's case, you can be guaranteed if someone said a name or anything like that, they were being looked into. I'm telling you, Sheriff Lawson came out and said to let everybody know that the names, etc., that they're putting out, that they've already talked to a lot of them people. Something along that lines. Does anybody remember that, or am I not thinking correctly? Well, I don't know anything about a new sheriff coming in, but I can guarantee you there's probably quite a few on that ticket that are running to be sheriff. You remember that, Sassy Ann? Some of these people, in my opinion, would be a defense attorney's dream, right? Do you guys understand what I mean when I say that? This better not be a fucking scam. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Where was I? So now this is Illinois statute, okay? I'm not sure if it's the same in Tennessee. Possibly could be. I could have pulled that up, but I didn't. So when and if some of these individuals end up in a court of law over something, you would be a defense attorney's dream, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel about it. Even if you're remembering things correctly. So for anybody, you have to get up on a stand. Maybe your background ain't all that great, right? So, do y'all get what I'm saying? Here we go. I'm going to read this. This is in Illinois, though. Evidence of witness narcotic use or addiction may be admissible for impeachment purposes to attack credibility, but its use is subject to specific limitations. Now, this is in Illinois, like I said, right? Rules of evidence and case law. Generally, such evidence is relevant if it demonstrates disreputable conduct affecting veracity, or if the use/addiction impaired the witness's perception, memory, or recall at the time of the observed events or testimony. Now, it's often excluded, right? Remote or irrelevant use is often excluded under an Illinois rule, which requires balancing probative value against unfair prejudice. Hey, Sadie. So, the meaning of credible. I will tell you the meaning of credible. No. Wait a minute. That's reliable. That is reliable. I'm going to make sure that you get the correct answer. Credible. Because I'm a Googler. DNC are nowhere near credible. They've kind of made themselves look that way, ain't they? Yeah, reliable with integrity. Credible means believable, trustworthy, or worthy of confidence. Worthy of confidence. Often describing information, witnesses, or threats that offer reasonable grounds for belief. It suggests a reputation earned through consistency and reliability. That's what it means. Like, the police failed to produce any credible evidence. Very true. So let's get into reliable, though, right? So if you're talking about a reliable investigation, it produces consistent, stable, and repeatable results under identical conditions. It just means that when something is done more than once and it still comes out with the same result, very true. Basically, no matter what way you look at something, the end result is the same. The end result is the same. And I don't know. I just can't answer the question. And it's driving me nuts. Thanks, Tiffany Marie. On maybe why certain people are doing certain things. What are they, what's the end result? Is there a purpose for, you know, all these different things happening right now? And of course, we're getting closer to, you know, summer's day. Like Candace's laundry, reliable. You think that that was reliable information? You know what? Law enforcement needs to tell me that Candace doing laundry was important in that timeline. Because what I remember about that was Don Wells himself said that law enforcement, you know, said, hey, Don, you need to go home to your wife and you need to figure out that timeline, right? And then all of a sudden, Don's like, laundry. She forgot about the laundry, right? I mean, she was busy after she got home, wasn't she? She was busy. She was cooking. She was doing laundry. She was just being a good old mama. Right? Sorry. Sorry. I guess that I shouldn't have said that. Right? Laundry or bathing. Well, it wasn't bathing. It wasn't bathing. Dawn said she never took a shower. That's what he said. I'm not fibbing. I'm not. Very true. Very true. Let me tell you something. Well, no, I don't need to tell you. Right? I didn't. I mean, there's just so much. There's so much. I mean, over here, I've even talked about every messed up thing Don Wells said. Ooh, Army vet. Yep. I got some beautiful mods over here. But yet, Candace, we seen how I think more with Dawn and how he treated Candace more than Candace saying that, uh, with when it went the other way, right? I didn't see Candace coming out and saying a lot about Dawn. I'm not saying she didn't. She never did. But that wasn't a two-way street. It really wasn't. They showed us what they showed us had to have been worse than what they were showing us, if that makes sense, right? We know there was, they would be physically touching each other, not just verbally saying stuff to each other. Now, I don't know, Candace's black eye or whatever, but she was not going to throw Dawn under the bus on that. She made her up a story. Nobody believed it. Law enforcement was called. Right? I want to let me say this. Dawn and Candace both say law enforcement searched their house like 8 times, 9 times. Don't know the exact number, but more than once. More than even twice you get your house searched? They were looking for something, right? Whatever they were looking for. Now, let me ask this. Wouldn't they basically need a search warrant every time they go to search a house? Or can they just order we got the search warrant, it was issued here, and it's going to stay active until we're done with the investigation or whatever, right? There's just a lot. If I don't know. I mean, if you start looking at a lot of, what you have to look at it. You just have to take some stuff and look at it in a legal sense. In a legal sense. And it doesn't matter if you're doing, if you believe what you're saying is the God's honest truth, you get called to testify about something, and saying something, but be prepared. Be prepared, because that is what a defense attorney does, is discredit whoever's up on that stand. And believe me, right? I don't know. I'm just talking. You guys know me. I just talk over here. Y'all don't pay no damn attention to what I'm talking about anyway. You don't. Yeah, I believe that too, Chris. I absolutely do. I mean, Candace was talking about something. I can't remember what it was one time. She was like, he's the father of my kids. But if you ask me, Candace, I think that, there were a couple male creators that she was more than happy to tell her woes and sorries, sorries to. She did it with Jose, didn't she? Jose was like, I loved on her. That was it. I didn't sleep with her. I just held her while she cried. Right? What was she crying about? What was she crying about, Candace? You and Donnie having problems? I mean, seriously. Hey, Trisha. Anyone know why investigators never use Google Map images in their investigation? I do not understand. Sometimes they are not updated and they reuse same photos in some areas. Did you guys learn? Because it happened to me when I was going. I had a map pulled up. I think it was of the I can't remember if it was the 110 area. I'll say around, that area, pushing it out to Fred's, whatever. I kept trying to drop a pin to an address, and it kept going. It kept taking me to somewhere different. It kept taking me to somewhere different. And I think it was Flies that pointed out to me. And yeah, it was very noticeable. So, but why would they use what, I'm sure that investigators have some pretty high tech equipment, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to say that I don't think I think law enforcement, uh, has better access to looking at that stuff than Google Maps. Google Maps is kind of like for everybody. Right? How much weight do you put in the lie detector results for Don and Candace? This is the thing. I can't answer that. And so if I answered, it would just be my opinion, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, seriously, I can think back to what was put out, but I'm sorry, I can't do that over here. I don't know. I'm weird. I would have to see Don or Candace saying that it's true because only they would know, and law enforcement. And law enforcement isn't going to tell us that. I mean, for sure. Yeah, they're not admissible in court. They are not admissible. Nope, nope, nope. Can narcissism change your polygraph? I mean, there are people who can absolutely beat a polygraph. I mean, sometimes if you think about it, yeah, beating a polygraph is, and it didn't clear them either. Well, people just need to remember everybody is still a person of interest. No one has been cleared. No one. And they're just going to keep letting them talk. But they're not saying much, are they? Don went completely quiet there for a while. I don't know. I think he talked to White Boy every once in a while. Now, Candace, she was keeping up with her friends. And Candace will leave, but she comes back. She had a golden opportunity from many people to help her. And in the end, she, chose to be with Don. I wonder how many, I wonder how many times, and this may not have happened. This is just me thinking in my mind, you know, how many times has Dawn, uh, told Candace that she wasn't doing her mothering properly. But then I don't see him saying that because I don't know. I always thought from the get-go he was trying to throw Candace under the bus. Now, what that means, I don't know. I'm not sure what that means in my mind right now. Trisha, you put that out. You email it to me. Email it to me and let me look at it, Trisha, okay? Yeah, where'd you get it? Where'd you get it at, Trisha? Yeah, I would have to look at it. My email's on my about page, but it's Poppy, can you throw my email in? Are you not driving or anything? Can you throw that in there? Thank you, Poppy. Thank you. Well, I seen someone else put out one and it looked like 3 grown adults and something there, Yeah, there's another one out there too, Trisha. But let me see. I'll look at it. I will look at it for you, Trisha. Okay, I will. I kind of do that stuff over here a lot. If somebody wants me to check something out, I will check it out. So just please email it. There's a lot of people that, have things that they feel is important, or I don't think that we should make anybody feel like, something that they see, or something that they may know, or something like that. I just don't see freaking, nobody what anybody has is not better. It's the why y'all have to try to, up each other. How can anyone be sure they saw Summer on Google Maps? That has been put out on YouTube before. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said, Flies. Yeah. Well, there is another one out there, you guys. There is. It's really weird. There's a couple dudes, probably with a freaking deer. I don't know. But that was put out a long time ago. Oh, phone pings from cell towers that day are being stored in an encrypted federal database. Access is limited only to authorized investigation in the Summer Wells case. Wow, isn't that interesting? I'm sure there's a lot of things federally that are going to come out hopefully soon, because this is the way I think about it. You got summer wells in an area, right? We know what was going on around her in her environment. Look at all the different things that are probably being looked at, as in RSOs, SOs, you know, people doing bad things to children. Then you have your manufacturers. Then you have most people hire a delivery guy. They don't do it themselves, right? Now, Fred did all that stuff himself, he said. You know, you've got all that going on, and hard telling what else, right? I mean, you guys remember the girl, I don't even remember who she is, that came out and said that Candace and Summer were in her backyard. And her husband, I guess, was a bail bondsman or something. They had a bail bonds company. I don't know. I don't remember all of it. Had been doing group things in the backyard. Yeah. If it helps find Summer and is turned into LE, it shouldn't matter who put it out first. Absolutely. Yeah. I try never to say what if. Don B's the what if guy. Sitting in his vehicle. What if? What if this happens? I'm not making fun of him, though. I mean, the dude's got 30,000 fucking subs. Because he want to be famous. Because it was shaking bacon. I helped. Hell, it was like playing ping pong there for a while. They was telling on each other left and right. For real. I can't remember what Don B did, but I remember he pissed off Benny Keys. He did. And then we found out that Don, I mean, he's a little strange. He's a little strange, I'll say. Yeah. Well, you got to look at the phone pings, but okay. We don't know about that because they haven't talked about the phones pinging where they should have been pinging. It's like everything. You have to question everything because we know nothing. When you know nothing, you question everything. I mean, I do anyway. I'm weird. I'm weird like that. They haven't cleared Don. No, they haven't cleared anybody. Oh, yeah, the pings would have cleared him. Yes. The pings would have cleared him. And then Don, he went around saying, well, my boss seen me. My boss. Basically saying his boss and the people he worked with was his alibi, basically. And that, I mean, and this is what I understood, and I could be wrong, I don't know, that the reason Don got fired was they, I'll say allegedly, asked him not to be on social media while he was working. And allegedly that didn't happen, and that was the reason. Now I don't know if that's true or not. I don't, because I also remember someone saying, and I don't know, we'll say allegedly, oh, I forget what I was going to say. Damn, it was good too. I started to remember something really good. JLR's in Colorado getting snowed on. JLR's in Colorado. I got pretty tickled because the minute I turned him on, I looked at the chat and somebody said, please don't come back. But I'm not sure if they meant that good or bad. But they said, please don't come back. I can't remember who said it. And then I seen Tiffany in there. I can't remember what she said, but I'm like, damn, JLR got it going on. And he's just hanging out in Colorado in the snow. Well, I mean, his subs and members paid for it. He might as well enjoy it, right? I think he's in a little bit of trouble, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely Army vet. Thank you for putting it that way. Absolutely. There's blind spots. I call them blind spots, but yeah, the signal's blocked. The signal gets blocked as you're going up into the mountain or into the hollow or whatever. There's places where it cuts out. So do you look at if an abductor knew the local shadows? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I don't know. Like Fly said, though. Oh, thanks, Sassy Ann. There's a lot going on there. Them girls have a lot of history. I'll just say that. They absolutely do. Thank you, Army vet. All right, I've been on here an hour. I guess we really didn't talk that much about credibility, right? And I guess you can, if something's said Um, you kind of have to look at the people that are involved with what's going on. And take into account what they say, I guess. I don't know. I'm bad because I question everything. And it's not that, I know it comes across if I question something that somebody says in chat, I come off as fucking sarcastic or bitchy or whatever. And I know some people take it like that, but I don't mean no harm. I'm very theatrical behind the camera. Y'all know when I play a song, I'll be dancing. You know I'm dancing. They still could have rolled Don's path with the pings from Jonesboro, where he was supposed to have started his trek home. Right. Yeah, that's where they would have wanted it to start, right? For sure. Well, the thing about it is they're not even giving anybody any information, period. It's like we still don't know anything. We're still looking into all leads. I'm just saying. I hope that they're getting closer to finding out what happened. But I think along the way, they've had to look at many different genres of people. All right. You got your pedos, you got your RSOs, you got your SOs, you got weirdos that, and I don't know if this is true, but would sit down at the end of somebody's driveway out in Beach Creek. I don't know exactly where. I know it's out there somewhere, and be on the internet, if you know what I mean. So you have all that. You've got, and what makes it worse is people that they don't know are those type of people. That's not registered. And let me say this, Candace's words when she was talking to WJHL, and she said something about smothered. Remember, she made the smothered comment? Don says that he describes how someone could have grabbed her, put their hand over her mouth and stuff, to keep her from screaming. And I'm sorry, but those are his words. Those are not my words. And you have to realize that the possibility, if something like that transpired, she was just a little girl. I mean, something I don't even, I hate to even say it. I do. But then you have to think the scent ended on the road. Then you have Leslie Earhart saying she was last seen walking something around 7 o'clock. She mentioned 7 o'clock. I know what she said, and I'll find it so you can hear it word for word. And what, so who would have seen her at 7? But could she have been mistaken from lack of sleep? Possibly, right? Well, I'm not right every time, Sassy Ann, but thank you. I don't claim to be I know everything about this case or whatever at all. I know about some of the drama stuff because, of course, I like to watch it. Of course, I like to watch it. Who doesn't like to watch the drama stuff? But they be getting a little extra. That's what I said about that documentary. I'm like, Jesus, do a freaking documentary, but you doing extra stuff right now. Kind of extra. Well, it is. I mean, if I didn't care, if I wouldn't have cared about what's important in all of this, if I didn't care, then I wouldn't have known. That's why I did everything I did, was because I care about Summer. And I know a lot of other people care about Summer too. I know that. There's no doubt about it. But people have different agendas. And they have had since the beginning of Summer's case. I mean, I always say this. I'm not going to come in. I have a lot of clip channels that I really like, which we need to show them some love here pretty soon. I just watched one from SDA. It's a weird one, but I want to watch it. I want to watch it. Well, newer people come in all the time in Summer's case, and sometimes they, doing their own research, they find something that, something along the same lines a long time ago has already came out. So what do I think about Summer, May? I think she's a little girl that was 5 years old when she went missing from her home at 110 Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek area. I think that she had a hard life at 5 years old. Maybe not a hard life that Summer thought was a hard life. but a hard life, you know, to me. I think all of us sees, I think all of us see a little bit of summer in all of us, right? There's many of us that, you know, still till today even struggle with things that happened when we were younger. And that's both male and female. That's both male and female. Well, let me tell you, Chris, some of them channels are doing pretty well. They're doing pretty good. Well, I think we all hope that she was given to a loving home or was sent to a loving home and being taken care of. You know, like we think a little girl should have been taken care of, right? Because we don't want to see the latter of that, right? Well, it's okay if they're seeing money. If that's, I mean, the thing about it is, once you have your radar on, there are key words that a creator will drop throughout a live. You know, every once in a while they'll drop out, you know, damn, I need a new camera. You know, damn, I'm in a totally different state and my car's messed up. I need you. I need your help. Once you've seen that, now there's many people who came out and said that, hey, I needed to make $1, right? I needed to make $1. So I'm hoping that this go around, maybe people are a little more aware. But people are going to do what they want to do anyway. Bottom line, they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to say what they want to do. You know, do whatever they want to do, say what they want to say. And the end result will be not a fucking thing, right? Thank you, Sandy. Waving bye. I got about 10 minutes, and I'm going to get off here. Your card's not working. Oh, yeah, my card's not working. You're talking about the pizza thing, aren't you? That was funny. Craziness. You are a grumpy woman. That's me, Maymay. You just described me. That is me. I just feel that it's sad that Summer went missing on June 15th. And not only did she get lost that day, and I'm going to say lost, because she's gone. We can say gone. She got gone. Right? Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Sadie. That's funny. But she got lost over and over and over and over and over. That's how I feel about it. But people are going to do what they're going to do. I mean, but they get pretty intense. They get pretty extra. They do. It's like, why are you being so extra? Calm it down. And also, you got to remember, there are people that I would get. Let me tell you guys, I wish I had $1 for every time somebody came into chat and told me they were friends with Candace. I'm friends with Candace. So what? And I say the same thing. Girl, you go ahead and believe what she says. That's on you, sister. Not me. For real. No social accomplishment. I agree. Well, that's why I tell them it doesn't matter to me. I don't care who's friends with her. I don't know why people think that, you know, most of her little friends, after Summer went missing, they didn't stay friends with her long. Right? We heard stories about it. That video that's out there of Dawn and Candace sitting there freaking intoxicated. Candace is crying. We've heard her cry. We've heard her freaking gagging. You know, right? Now I couldn't be around with those people. And I get it. I mean, I get Nana for Life saying she had to go to therapy. For real. How could you be around people like that continuously and stay of sound mind? I couldn't deal with that drama shit. No. No way. Freaking takes a toll on people. It does take a toll on people. I mean, but we cannot sit here, I can't, and say they're guilty of anything to do with Summer. Summer going missing. What if one of the reasons they signed the boys over also is because they don't know? I mean, it's been said that people kind of gravitated toward 110 Ben Hill Road, some of them, right? People's talked about it. I guess, people, that's a way to look at it. If they don't know what happened, how do they know that something that they said or did may not have affected their daughter going missing? Would you want your boys in that situation? And a lot of people do think the associations Don had, which he don't talk about his Knoxville connections. I mean, even Marlena was like, we don't know. We don't know where he's getting these stuff there. Nobody knew. And Fred's like, I'm the go-to guy. I'll play mediator. He said, he didn't want the same thing to happen to the boys. He didn't want nothing to happen to the boys. What's that tell you? If that is true, right, then right there shows that Don and Fred knew the same dealers, right? First place Don wanted to go. First place Candace went, right? The first place Candace goes, from our understanding, to look for Summer, because that was allegedly around 4:30ish, right? Or did that time change? See, they keep flip-flopping like a fucking hour. No, it's 4:30. No, it was 5:30. That's a freaking hour. That is an hour time difference. An hour is imperative when a child is missing. But none of them kept track of time. Damn, that would be fucking weird, right? Well, this is the thing. The new sheriff will have all the information when they go into office that Ronnie Lawson, Hawkins County Sheriff, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. He will have access to everything all those organizations have. Every candidate that is running for sheriff, they will, in my opinion, say they will make the Summer Wells case a priority. You're going to hear all of them say it. If it's going to vote them into office. I'm not saying they're going to come in and, not. I think fresh eyes on this case, it is a plus. I really do. I think fresh eyes on it is a plus. But from my understanding, all three organizations, all of them showed up on Van Hill Road due to a tip that they felt had some relevancy to it. And they never came out and said what that tip was or what they were looking for. So right, I don't think they should tell us. I really don't. But they went there. They sure went there. And it just wasn't one or two of them from each agency. Kind of weird. Well, I wish the new sheriff luck. I really do. So, what do you mean 10 minutes? I truly believe if Candace would just be honest about that day, maybe, maybe it would help. But sometimes someone knows something and they just can't remember it. And then suddenly one day they're like, damn, I remember this. That's kind of like what Dr. Phil was saying, right? Yeah, she has aged 5 years. She has, for sure. But I do believe everybody's got a little something to give. I don't know if, I don't know. I truly don't. I just do hope they find her. And I do hope she's okay. Yeah, I mean, Dawn and Candace both want to be together. I think law enforcement would just say, what is it they need to further the invest? Someone could get that info. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I think that's one thing they can do is try to lead people in the right direction, but you have to realize too that maybe not leading people directly into the investigation means that along the way they're learning about other things as well, not just Summer's investigation. Right? So if they're gonna set and let people talk, is what they're gonna do. Because some of these people are like, it's like craziness. Yeah. Yeah, that happens, May May. That happens. That absolutely happens. But Don, he's a dark-minded MFer. He's dark. Very dark. Some of the things he said was messed up. Messed up. Well, people, I am going to get off here. I've been on here an hour and a half. And I enjoy the conversation. And anybody wants to send me an email, please feel free to do so. I will look at it and I will give you my honest opinion on it. So I don't want to hurt nobody's feelers, okay? But I'll look at it and give you my opinion on it. That's all I can do. I can't do no more. Thank you, Poppy, for dropping my email again, ma'am. I appreciate you. So please, please, while you're running around the YouTube streets and you hear someone say something, you know, you don't have to not like them if you don't think that they're putting out credible information. Okay? You don't have to. I'm just saying. Love who you love. For sure. But just take it reliable information. Take it with a grain of salt and go on. Hey. We all have a little dramatic shit going on now. You know we do. I mean, all right. I got to show you guys this before I get off. This is, let me see if I can find it on my watch later list real quick. Hold on. Okay. This is crazy, okay? Crazy. This is what we got to listen to. I think Flies reminded me about this. All right, let me find it. It's pretty wild, I have to say. I'll say trigger warning. Damn it, where is that? Where are you? Hang on. Oh, right here. Okay. Which one? This is it right here. Let me put my earpods in. I gotta make sure it's the right one. This is what we got to listen to. It was freaking exciting. I'm telling you, it was fucking exciting. All right, trigger warning. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I gotta fucking, hold on. Oh, I am low budget over here, ladies. I am low budget. This is in my clips. Trigger warning. Oh shit, I still got it muted. Okay, hold on. These are the things that we got to you know, hear in with Candace. Here we go.
You're gonna run your dick licker all the time. You are gonna run your dick licker all the time.
Now, That was Candace got mad at Smiley because allegedly Don gave her a black eye. And Candace come on camera and with that black eye, and people were like, what is wrong? And she was like, nothing. Donnie accidentally hit me. I fell down the stairs. I can't remember. Right? And let me see if I can remember this correctly. And a creator decided that they was going to call the law and tell the law that if Donnie unalived Candace, then we would never know what happened to Summer. Right? I mean, it happened. And Candace was mad. She was mad. I mean, law enforcement showed up. And I guess that I can't remember if Dawn left or Candace left for the day. Right? So, seriously. For real. Crazy. Craziness, my friends. There was all kinds of stuff going on. But we shall talk about that another time, my friends. For real. I'm not staying on here. Please take into consideration what you feel could be credible information, reliable information. You can Google both of those and it will give you examples. You got to think about it. For sure. Peace out. Be you, do you. Be feisty if you need to. Thank you, mods. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Flies, Poppy, Mr. A. Did I see Mr. A? I'll give you credit anyway today, Mr. A. For sure. May, thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Like I said, my email's out there. If you would like for me to talk about something I may be able to talk about, please feel free to let me know. I will try my best. I'm also a Googler. We also talk about 20,000 different things. Every time we start a conversation, it does lead other places. For sure. No doubt about it. All right. Behave yourselves. Well, don't. I don't care if you do or not. I don't. You're all grown-ass adults. For sure. All right. I do appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will hopefully, I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I may just take a day and chill out. All right. I got to go. Peace out, guys.